Psalm 129. This is a psalm of ascent, a psalm that was sung by the people of Israel as they went up to worship at the temple in Jerusalem. And what I love about it is this particular psalm is it's sort of a psalm of defiance, a psalm that says we are going to come up to worship at the temple no matter what life throws us, no matter what the devil throws us, no matter what the world throws us, we are going to worship. Let's read. They have greatly oppressed me from my youth. Let Israel say they have greatly oppressed me from my youth, but they have not gained the victory over me. Plowmen have plowed my back and made their furrows long, but the Lord is righteous. He has cut me free from the cords of the wicked. May all who hate Zion be turned back in shame. May they be like grass on the roof, which withers before it can grow. A reaper cannot fill his hands with it, nor one who gathers fill his arms. May those who pass by not say to them, the blessing of the Lord be on you. We bless you in the name of the Lord. The psalm begins with this vivid description of oppression, the reality of the oppression the people of Israel have experienced. And it's almost, you can see it in your mind's eye when you read verse 3. Plowmen have plowed my back and made their furrows long. It's like oppression leaves this physical, visible mark. And I can't get past that verse, I suppose, without asking the question in prayer, who are the oppressed among us? Who are the oppressed in Leeds, in our society? Because I don't know about you, when I walk around Leeds, my eyes aren't always open to it. I can't always see the oppression that is there, because we know exploitation happens, don't we? So why is it my eyes aren't always open to it? And so I want to have a conversation with God. Who are the oppressed among us? And are there ways in which I'm contributing to their oppression, to the poor? When we think of our consumerist capitalist society that oppresses the poor, when we think of refugees and the way they have so few rights so often, we think of modern day slaves so often hidden from us. And sadly, we think of black people and ethnic minorities who so often sadly are still victims of racism, which is it not a form of oppression? And so I'm led to pray, as I think a whole society is being led by the Spirit to pray at the moment, this soul-searching, deep repentance. Actually, where am I contributing to cycles of oppression in our society? And what's God saying to me? So I want to just have a conversation with God about that. But I also want to pray for the oppressed, those who are experiencing this sort of oppression, that God would bring about victory, the victory of the death and resurrection of Jesus in their lives, that they would see the consequences of the power of his resurrection internally, that experience an internal freedom, a new life, joy, hope, but also externally, that they would experience tangible freedom from the oppressive cycles they find themselves caught in. So I'm praying that they would be able to declare, I guess, they've not gained the victory over me, verse 2. The Lord has cut free the cords of the wicked. But what about our own lives? We can also pray this for ourselves, can't we? Maybe, it seems to me the devil is out to oppress us, and maybe you've experienced bullying or abuse or maybe just spiritual oppression. I say just spiritual oppression. It's a real thing, isn't it? The devil is out to attack us in our thought life, in our hearts, in our prayer life, spiritually. Actually, do you find yourself under attack in negative thought patterns and behaviors? I want to bring these things into the presence of God in worship and declare with the psalmist, these things have not gained the victory over me. I will not be defined by these things. I have not been defeated by them, and I won't be. I want to declare the power of Jesus and his resurrection over the things that are trying to bring me down. So those are a couple of ways to pray the psalm. We've left out verses 5 to 8. There's a bit of debate over what's going on there, but because in fact they read like a prayer of curse, but in fact a lot of commentators think it's better translated, all who hate Zion will be turned back in shame. That is to say, these are just the consequences of those who oppress. That those who oppress actually will face consequences. So again, it's more fuel for prayer and for that prayer of repentance. So to God bless, give it a read and a pray, and I'll see you soon.